Okay, sorry guys, I'm still getting things hooked up here. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. We've got a number of views up we're watching from all across the country. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures. This show is called The Sights and Sounds of Earth. It's a weird name, and it's a weird name for my channel too. You want to know what? I don't care. They work. That's all that counts. When you're thinking of a name, uh, I struggled. I'll tell you this little story here while I'm waiting for everybody to get in. I struggled with the name of my channel. We used to be called Saturday Night TechNet, and I did Saturday Night TechNets. That's what or Friday Night TechNets. I'm sorry, Friday Night TechNets. I did Saturday Night Paranormal before that. So, anyway, Friday Night TechNet, and myself and my ham buddies would get on here on a Zoom, and then we would broadcast the Zoom over YouTube, and it was okay. We got a couple hundred views each Friday night, but after a while, we kind of did what there was to do, and some of the people started falling off, so we gave that up for a while. But I kept the channel going, and I kept adding a few videos here and there, and ham radio mostly. But then finally, I'm like, I want to do more. I wanted to do adventures. I want to take people on adventures in my car, and I want to take people on adventures. I want to take people on virtual adventures like we do here in a multi-screen studio. And so basically, that's how this all came about. And I struggled with the name. I struggled and struggled and struggled. I had AI help me. I had my creative people up at the TV station that I work at try to help me. I've had a lot of different things, a lot of different ideas thrown at me and everything else. And the one I ended up with, Starship Adventures, the reason I ended up with that is just because it worked. It suddenly worked for me. I don't know how else to explain it. I just heard it and it struck me. And so I decided that even though I didn't much like it, I had a feeling about it. And so I stuck with it. And I've had a lot of people tell me, hey, because of your name, I actually, saw, I saw your channel. I checked it out because it had a weird name. And so finally, I settled on the Sights and Sounds of Earth, another one where I wasn't totally happy with the name, but it is what it is. Both my names kind of tell you what's going on, and I like that. And so you can take whatever name you get, whatever name you end up with, and make it your own. That's the bottom line. You have to make it yours. Okay, so let's see what we're looking at here. Also, visit our backup channel, Starship After Dark. And we have live, that over there is all non-hosted content is all over there. Scanner feeds, amateur radio feeds, railroad fan track, rail track, everything. There's all kinds of stuff over there. Check it out. But for here, everything on this channel is hosted. So please hit the notification bell for this channel and turn it off for Starship After Dark, because that sometimes will go off and go off and go off, and it's just because I'm resetting things. On this channel, Starship After Dark, or Starship Adventures, when we go live, you want to be notified because everything on this channel is always hosted coverage. Hello, everybody. Hello, Junior and Victor. How you guys doing? Victor, I saw that YouTube is broken video. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm interested. I saw it about 20 minutes ago, and I'm like, I don't have time. Yeah, Victor. You know what? When I chose the screen name Hurricane Ian, which I've had for a very long time, my first gaming name, I was using Hurricane Ian back on Prodigy and America Online. You've got mail. And yeah, I'm the guy that did that voice. Anyway, not really. So, but the point is I all the way back to Prodigy, my screen name was Hurricane Ian, because Ian was not a name that was in the Atlantic database. But then we retired a bunch of them, including Ivan, and a bunch of I names got retired. And when that happened, they had to find other names, and the my name technically is from the UK area, Ian. Very common over there, as common as John is over here, and it comes from my uncle Ian, which is actually my father's uncle Ian. It's my great uncle Ian, up in Canada. That's where the name comes from. And so I thought I was safe. I even owned hurricaneian.com. God, I wish I still had that. Holy shit, I could have sold that for 10, 20, $50,000. Anyway, the point is you live and you learn. Um, but the thing is with Hurricane Ian, my name was suddenly added to the list. And the very first time it was used, I'm pretty sure it was the first time it was used. Um, I saw it coming, and I'm like, oh shit. Okay, first of all, I'm hoping that that storm out there gets doesn't form or whatever, and it did, and everything worked out just right. That the storm coming up over Cuba is going to get the I name. And I can remember sitting at work when they dropped the 5 o'clock advisory, and it said that now Tropical Storm Ian is moving its way through the central Caribbean, heading towards Cuba, and the current forecast track takes it up the coast of Florida. And my heart sank. And then, literally 3 days later, we're batting down the hatches. We've got 130-mile-an-hour winds overhead. This shack is taking a beating. My neighbor's roof come off and hit my tower, bent the tower all up, hit the side of the shack, knocked everything off all my shelves in here. But everything was all right, man. It held up. I had it all strapped down. Um, Beautiful day in Northeast Georgia. Hey, Heath. Heath, I'm still planning on it. I'm now making plans to get there that weekend. I want to go with you to the. It's been so long since I've done ham stuff with anybody, and I'd love to go to that ham fest with you. So I'm coming up. We're gonna make it work. Okay, buddy. I'll get with you. We'll talk on the phone. I promise. I've had the week from hell, the weekend from hell. I went right from family stuff to Charlie Kirk coverage, right into literally. I got just enough time to run to Walmart, grab my supplies for the week, come back, and go right back on with last night's broadcast. And then I had to sleep. I went in there and I slept for about 5 hours, and I had to get up at 6:30 this morning, and I'm still going. So I'm not getting any. I'm aging right now. Let me just let me put it that way. But I'm trying to keep this schedule up. Okay, I'm trying to keep it going. So anyway, tonight we've got storms moving through the plains. You're looking at Omaha and Lincoln in Nebraska. We've got 2 supercells. No tornado warnings yet, but here's the thing. These are lone cells. Those are the ones that generally will produce the tornadoes. When you get the long line, or especially a bow echo or a Dracio, something like that, you're not going to get big tornadoes, long track tornadoes. When you get individual cells that are out doing their own thing, like on Sesame Street, one of these storm cells is doing his own thing, like that. And when it's out there like doing its own thing, that's the one that's going to produce the long track tornadoes. So you got to really be watching it. Yeah, we're gonna get it figured out. Because I want to come up there. I want to do some POTA. I'm gonna be driving my car. I'm gonna have my radios and my rigs and all that, which is nothing real impressive. But hey, let's do it. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm bringing yet, or how many days I'm going. I gotta winterize my cabin. That's the main thing. But I'm also even my mom's like, she can't go with me. She's in a rehabilitation center right now, after following some strokes. You guys know this. I don't, I'm not overly private about it. I don't use names or anything on here, but uh, and I have no one else to go up there with. So I'm literally, for the first time in my life, I've owned this cabin jointly with my mom, my dad, and my grandmother. God rest, and my mom's in rehab. I will own this solely when my mom goes. It'll be my cabin up there, and um, I've never been there alone. I've always gone with family. I've always said, I'm going to bring a pistol just because I'm like, I don't know, man. I haven't been up there alone in so long. I'm going to bring my Glock or I'm going to bring my Beretta or something. Anyway, the point is, I'm definitely coming up and we'll hang out, we'll barbecue, it'll be fun. We'll drive down to the Ham Fest. However we're going to do it, it's up to you. I'm along for the ride. All right, so there we go. And let's take a quick peek here. Welcome, everybody. We are live at Starship Studios in North Fort Myers, where we're actually already feeling some of the preliminary effects of fall down here earlier than normal, much earlier than normal, I gotta say, and that's really really cool. Um, I hate summers. I really do, and it's really nice. And Heath, I talked to my aunt a couple days ago, and she said that some of the leaves are already starting to change up there, and they're experiencing a very early autumn up there. So I just yes, awesome, man. I can't wait for the cool weather to come down. Um, we do tonight have we do have a disturbance in the Gulf that we're going to need to talk about. It's a wave, not in the Gulf. It's a wave coming across the Atlantic, and it looks like it's going to be somebody on the East Coast if it forms. However, conditions conditions are not great. I'm the only one here but cats, so it's got to be cats. Um, anyway, conditions are not great out in front of it, but nothing's really formed in a while, and so we've got lots of hot water on the sea surface. So we're gonna have to watch that on the screen tonight. I see right above me. I got storm chasing. I've got. I'll get their names on here eventually. But I've got a storm chaser there. I've also got some protesting going on the upper middle screen. That's flipping back and forth with some different protesting, but I'm not sure what's going on there, nor can I verify if it's live or not. Hell, I can't even verify what country it's in, but it looked cool. So there, I'm gonna leave it for a few minutes. If you guys figured out, let me know. There's captions on there, so there's people talking. Doesn't look like any violence at this point. All right, in the upper right, that's Times Square. I'm just going to leave that up for a little while. I'll switch it out. And then upper left, got a little bit of Fox News Now on there. This is the very first Charlie Kirk Turning Point USA event. It's already going on the next day. It started today. The new mission started today, and it's an incredible thing that's going on. And so I've got that up there so you can see that. I don't think we're going to take any of the audio necessarily, but I don't want to become a political platform here. That I want to stay with science mostly. I have a hard time hiding my political views, so I'm sure most of you have probably figured it out considering where I work. But yeah, I'll tell you one of the most beautiful things I like to do is on a really clear night. I'll get in the car about midnight up at the cabin, and I'll drive up to the Notley Dam, and there's a spot up there you can park, and there's no street lights around there that much. Not even though there's a dam right there and everything. There's a few street lights, a few lights on the dam and stuff, but it's really pretty dark up there at night. Or you can actually, there's a couple of other spots you can pull down that are about the same height, but they're over on the side. Anyway, you pull up somewhere and you just turn your car off, turn your lights off, let your eyes adjust, and then look up. I don't see it here. If I look up here at night without something to help my eyes, I can't see the Milky Way galaxy. I can't see it. And the galactic plane, whatever you guys want to call it. But when I'm up there, I can always go out there and I can always drive down to the dam and turn everything off and wait about 3 minutes and then look up, and there it is. There's the whole universe and I just love that. And I keep hoping to see auroras. I would love to be up on the dam one night when we know we're having a solar storm. Twice I've gone up to the dam on nights when there was a slight chance I might see something, but I didn't. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Hey, Cherokee George, how you doing tonight? Um, oh, you're just south of Omaha in Bellevue. There you go. Then yeah, I've got you right here. There you go. You're Bellevue right there. Um, yeah, these supercells popped up out of nowhere, and I mean just bam, bam, bam in 3 frames. Watch this. Look at that. Bam, bam, bam. And so, and these are some pretty heavy thunderstorms. Now, let's figure out which way they're going here. I haven't really gotten the little sticks come up yet, but let me see if we can figure out what direction they're moving in. See, I don't think you're going to have to worry about these. Um, these are moving east with a little bit of a northerly component. So forgive me because they literally moved all of my shit around. But I think this storm's coming in this direction here, and it's probably moving about 45 miles an hour. So yeah, I don't think Bellevue's going to get this particular cell, but there's more behind this one. Cedar Bluffs, 13 minutes. This one's going to pass off just north of Omaha proper, and look at me using all the radar shit. All right, so they just updated this, and I don't know how to use it yet. So just give me a break. All right. Okay, so there we go. Let me put it back in motion. I think it's going to pass off just north of Omaha, which is going to keep you out of it. But we've got another one back here just west of York that's forming up, and it's going to pass off north of Lincoln. That one, why am I not getting my frames? Come on. This one here, if this keeps forming and it goes on the same trajectory as these other ones, yeah, it could pass off just to your south. But yeah, that's still a ways out. I mean, it's not going to get to you for a while. This one's still way over on the other end of the state. Yeah, I'm looking here to see if it gives me a time for Bellevue. Let me see here. I gotta click this. Yeah, see, it's a couple hours out, so we got time to watch that one. But these, oh, stop it. These up here though, um, whatever. Shouldn't be doing updates. Let me see if this thing gets locked up somehow. Let me see if I can get it to clear here. Sometimes switching the radar sites around will do it. There we go. There we go. See, I didn't want to have to reset the whole thing. All right, there we go. And look how those things just came out of nowhere. Let's take a look around. Let's take a quick little tour here. Um, this one here is, well, that's where we're at now, Nebraska. We're there. Let's see, Nebraska. Here we go. This is another big one just up the road here in Iowa. Look at this, a nice little line. A broken, crazy, looks like a Klingon backbone. Crazy ass line. And that's moving southeast, and it's snaking its way down. And Cedar Rapids, it will be towards you pretty soon, and already coming into the outskirts of Dubuque. And Fort Dodge on the other end of this thing. So there you go. And they have several severe thunderstorm warnings. Currently, no tornado warnings nationwide. And let's see here, Colorado. We've got uh, several here in Colorado as well. Let me back out a little bit. There we go. Let's take a look at these in motion. And these are just marching right here and forming up quick. Look at that. That's those two supercells came up pretty quick. This it is pretty dynamic tonight. We might get something. The only bad news is it's going to be dark by the time anything drops out of these clouds. It's going to be hard to see. But anyway, there's your two right there, and you can kind of see where they're at there. They're in Kansas. And by the way, the new map has the name of the states and stuff. I like that because I'm not the best with geography, and so I like the fact that that Radar Omega has added the state names now. I think that's very smart, and it helps out broadcasters like myself. All right, so here we go. You can't have a severe weather night without including somebody in Kansas. Well, here we go. We're not in Kansas anymore. That's that other one actually we were just looking at. It's over here in Kansas. And these look like they're lifting off almost northeast. So Oakley, I think you're about to get clobbered. Being clobbered. So yeah, and that's these are really starting to pick up some intensity. Let's go ahead and just for shits, because this one looks pretty dynamic here. Oh, how do I do this now? Oh, there it is. Oh, my peanuts are in the way. Let's see here. If I go here, I can change this to high res velocity, and I don't really see a lot of rotation there. There is quite a bit. There's a little bit of spin up here, but I don't see a couplet in either one of these. Not really. I don't see a couplet there either. So I don't think we have anything really actually tornadic yet. Let's take a look at these up here on the on this. A little bit of a couplet trying to form there, but not really. Still not really a couplet yet. But it's starting to tighten up, and I don't really see much there. This is near Prague and Omaha, moving east. Moving east towards Omaha. So there you go. That's that one we were just talking about there, Cherokee. That's going to be it right there. But I will tell you that, first of all, this one's definitely going to move off north of Omaha, so you don't have to worry about that one. And this one back here is not showing any rotation yet. And we do have two storm chasers out in your area, and they're both represented on the right. And that middle one there, he does have a lowering, but I don't think that's going to be this one here. I'll put this full screen. Well, before I do that, this is Vince from WXI.org. That's WXEYE.org. Vince, and we'll put him full screen for a second. Look at this, guys. He's got a lowering. I don't think that's a tornado, though. It looks neat, though, doesn't it? But that's not a tornado. Nah, that's not a nader. But it looks cool. Looks like the finger of God up there. I don't know. You're right, Cherokee. In that area right there, those supercells come up out of nowhere, and sometimes they'll fade out just as quick. Uh, that's a scud. It could be. Oh goodness. Hello, Mr. President. Let's see here. All right, so let's go back to here. I'm gonna get this ready over here so we can do the tropics real quick. All right, guys, so we're going to do the tropics. Let me go ahead and give me just 1 second. I want to set this up to where we still have the other screens on. So I got to figure out how I do this. Windowed. All right. There's that. And let me just find this monitor here. Remember, I'm using OBS, guys, for like this third broadcast. So I'm I'm still kind of getting it going here and figuring out exactly how to make it so. All right, here we go. What I like to do when I do the weather is I like to put it in the window so that you can still see what's going on, and we're still in ADD TV mode. All right, when his signal goes away, he shows pictures of crazy tornadoes. So please don't get worked up; those are not live. All right, now let's take a look at um, this is what we're looking at right now. We've got, let me get my Epic pen up. Epic Pen is just a little program I use so that I can draw on the screen. That's all it is. And I always forget to load it pre-show, and so I have to wait for it to load. Okay, here we go. All right, so now what we have here, Gabrielle almost done with the turn, on the way out of town. That one is not a problem. Not a problem at all. This one here is going to follow Gabriella, and it's going right out of town also. So I think both of these are going to pass to the right of Bermuda. This one here, however, now has a 40 to 60% chance of forming. This is not likely to make the turn. So someone is going to end up getting this one more than likely if it forms. Now, there's still a lot of question marks, number one. Number two, doesn't look like a major hurricane setup right now because the conditions are not perfect. Could it be Florida? Yes. Could it be New England? Yes. Could it be the Outer Banks? Of course, they're always hanging out. But someone's probably going to get this one. However, there's a pretty good chance it'll just be like a tropical storm or something. It may not be a really strong storm. However, at this part of the year, considering there hasn't been a lot of storms, remember, big storms stir up the water. There hasn't been any, so the really hot water is right at the top. And so we could end up with a situation here where this particular storm works its way up and ends up becoming a threat somewhere up in this area here. And then from there, I mean, if you look at the way this is drawn, if it follows this line, it's southern Florida. If it follows this line and logically goes out, it could, I guess, conceivably almost miss. But someone's probably getting this one. The saving grace here is I don't think this is the next major hurricane. I really don't. But I could be wrong. I'm not a meteorologist. I just play one on YouTube. All right, and as always, guys, I use Mike's weather page. I make no secrets about it. The man runs a great page. Here's his link. Please put it in your favorites there or whatever, so you have it when you need it. Here is Gabriella, as we talked about. I don't know why this is coming up like that. Yeah, here's the new graphic. These are the new National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center graphics. All right, so currently center maximum sustained winds 140. Currently a major hurricane, forecast to stay a major hurricane. See, this was not forecast to do this. It was forecast to briefly become a major hurricane and then right back down again. That didn't happen. It's now a major hurricane, 140 miles an hour. That's quite a bit, and it's going to stay a major hurricane until sometime Wednesday morning, when it will fall back below that major category. Movement north-northeast at 12. This isn't going to threaten anybody except possibly some people on these islands up here with hurricane force winds. So that's really all this one has to worry about. But again, another major hurricane. I mean, it's we're looking at a major hurricane, and it did go by Bermuda. I haven't heard of any damage reports out there, but that's Bermuda right there. So not sure. Waiting to hear on Bermuda, and expected to lose strength pretty quick. An impressive looking storm. Look at this. Got an eye looking right at you. This is the latest thermal infrared. This shows you, this particular image here shows you the cold cloud tops. I'm so tired tonight, guys. I'm doing this just, I'm on adrenaline right now. Well, hey there, Gabriella. You're going to get to come by Florida. We'll see how it goes. You might like the place and move here. The taxes are low. Um, I tell everybody that, but it's true. Lowest taxes in the country. Yep. So there you go. That's the that's what she looks like out there doing her thing, spinning around, and that's about all there is for me to show you over here. Except I will tell you the sea surface temperatures. Look at this. Um, Clystron. Look at this. This is these are some pretty high sea surface temperatures. I'm not gonna lie. 86. That's hot. But last year, believe it or not, they were a lot warmer last year and warmer yet the year before. At this time last year, right here in the Gulf to the left of Texas, and I'm not making this stuff up. During that time, right in here, um, it got up to 89 degrees last year and the year before. Notice it's not really there this year. We're not seeing 89 degrees. I mean, nowhere. So the sea surface temperatures are not as high as they normally are. We are seeing cooling. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for people who were hoping for global warming or whatever, but yeah. So not so bad. The temperatures, the sea surface temperatures are dropping out there, and there's a number of reasons for that. Oh crap! I could have showed you guys that while we had it on the screen. This is a great graphic that Mike keeps up here for us. This is the peak for the storm season, and I want you guys to. I'm gonna blow it way up so you can see here. We are here. It's like one of those things like you are here. We are on the 22nd of September, so we're about right here. Okay, and if you draw the line, wow, that didn't work. Hold on, I selected line. What? Oh, you got to pay for that feature. Anyway, if you look at it right now, we're about right here. There you go. That's the best I can do. So we're a good week and a half past peak. We are a week and a half past peak. This has been a slow ass hurricane season. So there you go. I'm not bitching necessarily because I really didn't want a hurricane this year. Look at that shirt, man. Look at these shirts. I'm not selling them, by the way. This is not product placement. These are on Mike's weather page. Look at these freaking shirts, man. You get kicked out of theaters wearing shit like that. Anyway, one more thing. I want to run the models that I like to run for you guys. So let's go up here. We're going to run the GFS model, and this is the American model. And let's run this thing. That 955 there, that is Gabriella moving out. And boom, boom, boom. Now, this one does bring in one of these other storms. Look at that. And it deepens it, but then it takes it right away. Boom, 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 and it's gone. So this model does not see what the National Hurricane Center is seeing. Very interesting, very anomalous. Let's do something I don't do a lot. Let's go back and run the noon run and see what it looks like. Okay, see, look what this one does. This is what one I watched earlier. This one is what the National Hurricane Center based that blob on. It forms up near Nassau, comes up, or well, through the Bahamas anyway, and then it comes up. Look at that, 984, and then into the Outer Banks as probably a tropical storm, but could be a hurricane one, but tropical storm or hurricane one, and then immediately out to sea. So. And then we've got two other centers forming down there, one in the Caribbean, and look what that one does. That forms into a Category 3 hurricane and enters the southern Gulf of America. 947 millibars. Wow, that's a scary end on that one. And again, this is just one run from noon today on the GFS. Now, let's go back and let's run the Euro, the latest Euro model. Here it is. And we're going to run this one forward. And nothing. Good old Euro, man. I'll tell you, the Euro has sucked this year. It's sucked for 3 years now. The only thing I can say good about it is it's been consistent in the suck. All right, so here we go. Let's run this forward. There's that's a week out right there. A week out, and it forms something up there north of Cuba, east of Miami. And then it runs that up the coast as a minor thing. It's not even really a hurricane. It would be a tropical storm. And then it gets sucked away by that other storm system, the one behind it. So that's an interesting phenomenon, too. So these we have to watch. We're going to have to literally... we'll run these every night here as a course of what we do on the show, because just literally at any time we could see something pop up pretty quick here. All right, let's take a quick peek back over here. A radar I almost said radar underground. Radar Omega. Look at this. Look at this big ass storm. And that's that one again that's gonna go north of Omaha. It's gonna go right over Fremont, and just south of Fremont. It's gonna go right over this tower site right here. We have no cameras in the area other than the storm chaser over here, which is the center one on the right here. This guy here, and he's chasing it. That's Vince. He is chasing it. You can see him moving. But that thing's moving faster than he can. All right, so let's see here. What else will I got to go over with you guys later here? Let me get the next thing set up. They're putting up a Falcon 9 tomorrow, early in the morning, 7:32 a.m. Eastern. Falcon 9 SpaceX going up from 39 Alpha at Kennedy, and it's going up with 3 new instruments to study our sun. We'll launch one on one Falcon rocket. And then let's see, when's the next one? September 25th, in 3 days. There's another one going up. That one's going from Canaveral, from SLC 40, and that one is a SpaceX, also Falcon 9, and it's going to have Starlink 10 through 15. So there you go. That's what's coming up on the launches. As far as your space weather forecast, happy equinox, everybody. Today is the northern autumnal equinox. That's good news for sky watchers, because auroras love equinoxes. Around this time every year, the magnetic field around Earth, as you guys know, that magnetic field, that shield bubble, if you will, to take Star Trek terminology, that keeps us safe. It gets stressed. And when it gets stressed, we can see it, just like on Star Trek when the phaser's hitting the shields. And you see the shields going, brrr, and they're taking all that energy. That's exactly what's happening with our shield on Earth. And you normally see those lights in the northern and the southern parts first. And that's where you get the aurora borealis. Does anybody know what they're called on the southern half? Aurora australis. Yes. Didn't think I knew that, huh? All right, and let's see here. Oh, I'm envious. I've seen the Northern Lights once, but I saw them in Florida. I saw them from right here at my studio, believe it or not. Got them on the security cameras and everything here too, and we did some photography. They were red, they were beautiful, so I actually have gotten to see. It's a bucket list. I guess I could check it off. I still want to go up and see them though. I want to go up north and see them in the snow. Valley's where your National Weather Service office is. Well, there you go. They're about to get their ass handed to them. I still don't see anything tornadic there. And this one down here that I was talking about, it started moving more south now. So I don't see anything in the pipe right now. I don't know. This one, it came up, it faded away. This other one's moving south. So nothing in the pipe right now for Lincoln or Bellevue. We do have this one that's going to pass off just to your north. I'm sure you can see the lightning from that. There is definitely some strokes of lightning in there. Let's see. Hey, Coco, how you doing? Good evening. Is Heath up this year? I don't remember. I don't remember.
Look up Pope Leo, and everyone loves.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
And guys, that's the cool thing now with OBS. All the windows, I now have volume control for each one. So what's really cool now is if I see something, if I want to take the audio on a storm chaser real quick, I know that browser 1 and browser 2, I can just go to that.
Donna.
And I can.
And which a lot of Catholics went to because they don't.
Pull it up. That's the speaker up there.
What is your go-to fast food restaurant?
That's the storm chaser right there. And then that center one on the top is right there. And then, believe it or not, that's Nats, or natural sound from Times Square. And then I also can capture audio if I've got something playing or I'm showing you guys something. I can also bring the audio for that up as well. This worked really good yesterday during the memorial because I was able to keep the best audio source on as well as all the video sources. This is really cool now. I'll tell you what I'll do. I don't know that anybody's ever done this before, but I want to show you guys what it looks like. Because remember, I like to go behind the curtain. So what we're going to do is I'm creating a whole new scene. Give me just 1 second. On this scene, I'm going to do a window capture. Okay, and I'm going to capture. Okay, it's not going to let me do it that way, so let me do a screen capture. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind even working with people, helping people get started. It's hard to get started, on YouTube. It really is, and so I try to help people out as much as I can. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so now I can actually show you guys what this looks like. Here we go. There's my studio. And you can see my volume levels here. That's me talking. These are my controls for when I go live, right down here. And you can see on the left, I've got my main grid. That's my preview screen. And then over here, I've got scene 2 in program. Whatever's in program is what you guys see. So I can go over here and I can move things around over here, and you guys don't see it necessarily at home until I hit the take or transition button. And then boom, you guys will see the transition at home. And you can kind of see it when I first switch. You can see there's a bunch of volume controls there. There's one for each window, which is really cool. So these here are all of my scenes. I can switch to different scenes like full studio. If I switch to full studio, you see it comes up over here on the left. And then when I'm ready to transition, I hit it and it goes over to the right. I have the quad. This is the quad here, which is just basically the 4 screens. And I can take that, transition it back. I've got the left screen, which shows you whatever's on my left screen. And again, I can take that and then send it back. I've got the camera full screen. In case I'm showing you guys something, I can do the camera full screen. I've got an alternate camera that's not working. I got Flight Radar 24. If I pull it up, it would work there. And of course, Radar Omega is a close-up there. And there you go. That's how it works. And then there's, of course, the main grid. So it's pretty cool how it works. You know, it's not that hard once you get used to producing and you get used to the program you're producing on. It's really not that bad. And so there you go. There's my little behind the curtain look tonight. Oh, it's a complete shit show. But I get it on for you guys, don't I? No, I mean it's not easy. Everything in my studio, all these different computers are broadcasting right now over on Starship After Dark, and all this stuff, you know, it goes pretty good. Yeah, I'm way past midlife crisis at this point. Trust me. Oh, good, Sean. I'm glad to hear that. Before I was doing all the broadcasting, I used to keep up on the big screen over there. You can see in the back of my studio, up over there, you can see where I'm pointing in the upper right. That big screen is a 55-inch, and I used to put the ham clock up there. And I made like 5 or 6 of them. You should still be able to get to those. There was a link in that description that actually I had made a bunch. I made one for the tropics and one for the solar and one for everything, and it was pretty good. I was pretty happy with how that came out. Yeah, yeah. No, that I actually I like that that particular program. That I didn't build it, but all right. So anyway, let's see here. Let's take a quick peek around, and then I'm gonna check for news here also in just a minute. That's that one we're looking at right there. We got this one up here. We have no chasers on this one. This one is in Nebraska. Not a lot of movement on that one. It's kind of forming in place and sliding southeast. Anything inside that lime green line has a slight chance of severe weather this evening. You can see we have several areas. The yellow lines are even a higher. These yellow lines here where they think there might be some tornado activity tonight. And of course you can see Kansas, Omaha, Nebraska, South Dakota. We've got a number of spots, and there's even down here in New Mexico a few things firing up down here. And even here we've got near Amarillo, Texas, coming in some storms coming into the state from the west. So a lot going on, and we've got other storm chasers starting to pop up here. Connor Croft just went out, and I know no camera yet, but he's out now. He must live out in this area. He's heading for these ones in Amarillo, I think. He'll be in Amarillo by morning. See what I did there? You know what I tell people when I drive around, and this is Texas, but when I drive around Tennessee, the funniest thing is when you're driving around Tennessee, they've sung a song about almost every town. It's pretty cool, you know. Midnight in Montgomery. It's like every town you drive by. It's I know the song for that town. Oh, of course you get to Nashville. There's about 193 songs about that town. Yes, there's been some new research that's just released where they have a direct correlation between women who use Tylenol while they're pregnant and women who give birth to children that are ultimately autistic. And yes, that was the big news today. Let's try it. How hard will it be to try it? We just can't. We can't risk it. You just can't risk it. I think we need to try to not use that stuff while we're pregnant right now. I know I won't. I've been against the blast vaccinations for a while. I think that's possibly part of what's causing it. I had a friend that had a baby that was already saying 3 words and was already identifying people and was already reacting to things. And she went and got that cocktail that they get when they're at like 1 year or whatever. She got the last batch and they dropped like 6 or 8 of them on that baby all at once. And that baby woke up the next morning completely autistic, doesn't communicate, doesn't know how to communicate, doesn't say anything. And ever since then, I am convinced, when you see it with your own eyes, I was actually dating her at the time. When you see it with your own eyes, it's like, oh my God, look what's happened to this child. It was one of those things. I don't know. I don't know. I dated her for a short time, and she was nice and all, but I believe when she tells me this, because I was friends with her at the time that it even happened, and then I dated her for a little while later on. The point is she experienced this and told me about it as it was going on, and I'm convinced that had something to do with that child becoming suddenly autistic. Not this. I mean, the next day, the child staring off into the distance. You could tell it was terrible. Amish people don't get autism. They have well water. They don't use a lot of the things we use, and they don't vaccinate their children, and they don't use Tylenol when they're pregnant. And guess what? 0% getting it. And there are also, some of these studies are done with other countries where Tylenol is not available or not legal, and you can use data in that respect as well. There's been a lot of data. Johnson and Johnson, they would prefer you didn't see the data because it happened while Trump was president. That means that the Democrats would prefer that you don't believe it. So it's one of those things. It kind of sucks the way it comes out. Everything has to be political. I don't know why medical shit has to be political, but everything has to be political now. Well, Junior, I agree. I'm not anti-vax. I do believe some vaccinations are worthy, and they have been proven. Polio, there's a bunch of them. But they can't be given in large groups. And I also believe we're over-vaccinating. There's a lot of vaccines I don't think we need. I think we need to get down to a base amount of vaccines and not have just way too many of them. I'm not anti-big pharma, but I'm not happy with them. We need them. I'm not happy with them. The way that they abused us all during COVID, they knew they knew that vaccine was no good, and they're still pushing it on us. They're still pushing it on us. They know it's no good. They knew it was no good. They skipped right over all the trials. It was never tested. They knew it was no good, and yet they still pushed it in all kinds of people. And then they never tracked the people that got injured by it, the people that got sick by it, the people that got hospitalized by it. It was never tracked, and yeah, there was three different companies: Pfizer, Moderna, I think, and JJ, all involved in that COVID fiasco. And you know what pisses me off? I actually used to speak out against that shit, and I got shut down on Facebook. I got shut down. I got away from all social media during COVID because I couldn't talk about anything to do with COVID on it, and it pissed me off. Even YouTube was censoring anything. I can remember back when I was doing the Friday Night Paranormal 5 years ago, or I'm sorry, the Friday Night TechNet 5 years ago, that we didn't say the word COVID in the show, or they would shadow ban my show, or they would literally block my show, and they were just censoring free speech like crazy. And what I kept telling people was, don't take the vaccine. Don't. It doesn't work. The people that I know people that have gotten the vaccine and they've gotten the disease 2 more times since they got the vaccine. And no matter what I said, I would get shut down. I would get shut down. They tried to shut us down on the air. Didn't work. But we were talking on the air about it all the time on our radio station on FM about how, look, this is not working. People are getting sick from this. It's not working. And we were just completely censored, other than the radio. Now, we had to take off our simulcast on YouTube and all that because we were getting flagged because we were saying all the naughty words in our shows. It was crazy. Yeah, I'm sure, because you know what? There's all these gullible people around the world that'll take whatever you tell them. These people lined up on the first day to get that stupid shot. It's like, you have got to be kidding me. This is a whole new kind of vaccine for a whole new kind of flu, and it's being administered in a whole new kind of way. It's being delivered in a new kind of way. And these people just lined up. They wanted to be the first in line to get it because they were so scared of COVID. And I'm like, I'm more scared of that vaccine that's untested and unverified, and now we know was ineffective, completely ineffective. Yeah, I don't care. If you want to get it, get it. I personally don't think there's any value whatsoever. I don't think there's any value to getting it, so I wouldn't bother. But that's just me. If you want to get it, get it. I don't give a shit. I believe in your right to do what you want to do with your body. So, if you want to inject shit in it, go ahead. I really don't care. All right, let's see here. Let's go back up and check this one here. Yep, it is going to pass off north of Omaha. Here we go. Look at this. Yep, Fremont's getting it right now, and it's going to go just north of Omaha. And that one behind it faded away. All right. Victor, I heard of 2 or 3 cases where household animals became very sick because they were in households that had a number of people who had COVID all at one time. And there was some cats that got sick and they recovered. But truthfully, there was not a lot of cases of dogs and cats getting it. They don't generally get the same flus that we do. Not that Not that they can't. I mean, it's just, but generally speaking, they don't. Um, there was no need for the vaccines didn't work anyway. So, but look, if they could have come out with some shit and sold it, they would have. Trust me. It has more to do with how much money they can make than anything else. Huh. All right, so that was that. There's not a lot going on with space weather. Let me see what else we've got going on here. I don't know where my earthquake map went. I'm very tired. I'm going to be going to bed really soon. That's not the right map. Here we go. Oh, that's not the one I like either. Wow, that's. I wonder if it's not here or something happened to it. Well, this will get us by. This is not the one I normally use, but it will get us by. All right, let's. Okay, so here we go. This is what we've got. This one's a little different than the one we normally use. Um, this is. That's a 5.1 right there. This cluster is still continuing up here. Look at that. This is today. So the blue ones are today. The red ones are just very recent. The blue ones are from today. There's a 5.4 right there. That's in Mexico. All right, so yeah, nothing real big today. No tsunami producers or anything like that. I'll have to find that other map and get it placed on here. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I did show you guys once before. I'm gonna start using this graphic. I just keep forgetting. This is a Google tool, and I always share the links with you guys. Coco. That's good. It's my pleasure, Victor, as always. I don't know. I'll open the door in a minute and see if any of them are out there because I'll bring them in because I'm going to sign off. I'm going to be signing off a little early tonight, guys. I got to try to get some sleep. All right, so this is a Google map, and I'm going to turn all of the models on, and you can run this back to now, and there's that big storm we've got out there. So let's let this run now, and you can see as the models run. You can see the little circles pop up where the models start to think there's going to be genesis. And there's that one forming over near Florida. Ooh, right into North Carolina. Lots of them take it into the U.S. Is this not a neat graphic? Let's go one more time from the top. And go. It's this one right here we're going to be watching, guys. See it come up here. Forms a low. The green, the orange, the blue, all different models, all picking it up. And then all of a sudden they all start moving, a lot of them start moving west and take it inland. Wow. Is that cool or what? I think that is so neat. And again, I put the link up there for that one. Well, yeah, if you're ever down in this area, give me a call. Um, Florida is a really nice place. Florida is just, I don't know. I like it here. I like the government here. We don't spend more money than we make, and we don't tax very much. I mean, so it's actually pretty good. Um, I like it. All right, let me put this back on. There we go. All right, so next thing we got here is that's about it. I don't really have anything else on the list. Is there anything you guys think I should discuss at this point? I'm looking here to see if there's anything going on news-wise that we should be covering. Boy, this Jimmy Kimmel thing, they decided to let him go back to work tomorrow, Kimmel, but now Sinclair, the second largest broadcast conglomerate in the country, is going to keep his show off. So that's interesting. Um, all right, guys, I don't see anything else breaking right now. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, things are pretty nominal around here. Um, uh, it is what it is. I don't know. We haven't gotten hit by any hurricanes, and it seems like the inflation thing has kind of settled out a little bit. It needs to start going down now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what you mean there, but I'm hanging in there. All right, guys, if there's nothing else, I'm going to let you guys go for tonight. I am going to sign off a little early tonight. I normally do about 2 hours. I've been doing 3 hours some nights, and I don't mind doing that with you guys. But I'm very tired tonight. I'm hurting. I need to go to bed. So I'm going to do that right now. So let me see. Let me see if any of my kitties are right out here. Oh, no, not you. Okay, well, you get the singular honor. No, it's all right, baby. She don't come in here this much. This is Shadow. She is huge. She's twice the size of Ed Earl. She's 3 times the size of Mama Believe. She's like a big black panther, and I don't know what her problem is. She used to not much like people. She'd let you pet her for a minute and then she'd bite you. But she's gotten to where she loves me. She's my girl. But her name is Shadow Lynn. They all have to have a middle name. Without a middle name, how would a cat know it's in trouble? You have to have that middle name. So Shadow Lynn. All my cats have middle names like Ed Earl and Mom Bleep. Tony Todd. Mama Stripe, Mama Fuzzy. They get the moniker Mama if they had babies, of course. And then they get a second name. This one never had babies. We got her fixed before her first litter. She wandered up here to the house. I don't know where she came from. She's big. Can you see how big she is? She's like a raven. She's huge. What you doing, big girl? I'm going to overstimulate you and you're going to bite me. That's what's going to end up happening. All right. All right. All right, guys. Listen, I'm going to let you guys go. Say bye, Shadow. Say bye, big girl. She's a good kitty. Yeah. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tonight, tomorrow night, same time, same channel. I will be here, and I'll be here all this week through Friday night. I don't have any plans for next weekend as far as anything special. The 2 live drives that I did not go well, and the numbers were dismal. So I'm probably not doing too many more of those. But anyway, there you go. That's what I got. Everybody have a good night out there. All right, from Starship Studios and my co-host Shadow Lynn, my name is Ian, and this is Starship Adventures, the sights and sounds of Earth, and we are in North Fort Myers, broadcasting live worldwide on YouTube. We'll see you guys tonight, tomorrow night, whatever it is, I don't even know, but we'll see you on the next show right here, 9 p.m. on the sights and sounds of Earth. We'll see you then. 7-3s, everybody. Have a good night and a safe tomorrow. Say good night. Say meow, meow. No? I can't get her to do anything. All right. It's time to go to bed. Let's go to bed. All right. I'll see you guys later.